Thank you all for coming. This is so exciting for me. Davina, can you move closer, please? You can sit next to Sally. She actually lives in our neighborhood. Hi there, how are you? Good. My name is Lisa Cooperman. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist. I've been a registered dietitian nutritionist for 25, what year is it? 27 years. So yeah, but that only makes me what, 32, 35? No, I'm much older than that. But anywho, so we are here today. I'm doing my first live cooking demo for you all. And if you haven't watched on Simsbury Public TV, I have a show called The Healthy Fork. I run it out of my house. It's a little goofy. It's a little silly. It's very educational. It has a lot of nutrition information and tips and interest in it, built into it, and it's non-scripted, as this is non-scripted, as you can tell. And I just go with the flow, and whatever happens, happens. So, but my purpose today is to introduce you guys to a healthy recipe for the spring. Who has been loving this weather? Oh my gosh, I want to bottle it and put it in, like, open it up when it gets cold again. It has been phenomenal. Who's been getting outside? Oh, me too. Me too. It just makes me like, so the dish we're making this evening really kind of complements the weather because we are making a pasta primavera. And who's had pasta primavera before? Excellent. So no one's like a novice pasta primavera person, but this is a recipe without a cream sauce because there are friends here that are non-dairy and there are friends here that may have other sensitivities. And typically cream sauces are not the healthiest choices. Can anyone mention why or guess why a cream sauce isn't always the best option in terms of a healthy choice? The fat content, yes. What else? It could be salt and cholesterol. It could have the high saturated fat is never good for our cholesterol. So just to refresh our memories, everyone knows that there's fat in our food and there's fat in our blood. So the fat in our blood is typically considered our cholesterol. And we have basically two components of cholesterol. There's new things coming out every day, but I always like to inform people that there's your HDL, which is your happy cholesterol, because it sort of acts like a sponge. And then there's your LDL, it's your lousy cholesterol. So we like our HDL, our happy cholesterol, to be higher and our lousy cholesterol to be lower. So does that? So when we think about the fat in our food, we think about fat from animal sources, or as I've said before, anything with a face that comes from a face or had a mom. So think about your cow, your milk, your butter. Butter really originated from a cow. So it's going to have what we call saturated fat in it. Plant fat is monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fat. Has anyone heard those terms before? Mono and polys? What's better? Both. Trick question. So we really want to have a variety of mono and polyunsaturated fat in our diet. So hi guys, this is the cooking demo, if that's what you're here for. Fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are going to talk as we cook about ways we can incorporate more plant-based healthy fats into our meals. Does anyone have a typical healthy fat that they go to? Like, what do you all cook with? Olive oil. Now, why? Why use olive oil? Okay, so olive oil is a great source of monounsaturated fat. So as we're talking, we're gonna start cooking because that's kind of why we're here, right? So we have a few things in front of us. This entourage, this boat of a entity in front of me is called the Charlie Cart. The library a few years ago made a purchase, and it is a kitchen in a container. It is phenomenal. I am so excited to be one of the first, technically, people to use this. And it has everything you can think of. It has a sink built into it, which I didn't necessarily need today. So, and this, my friends, is an extra cutting board. So if has anyone watched any of this small space TV shows? Yeah, this would be perfect in that. So this over here, I don't think y'all can see, but this is a portable convection oven right here. And we are using our portable cooktop. This is an induction cooktop, so it's going to heat up our water really, really fast. And then there's other tricks and tips and stuff in here that I'll use in future classes. So one of the first things we're gonna do is take out our little pan from our oven, and I'm gonna set it over here. And we are going to cut up some vegetables because what's pasta primavera without a vegetable, right? And I have to figure out how to turn this on. So give me 1 second. And if something blows up, I apologize. Oh, a start button. Who knew? Huh. Are you plugged in? Oh, you get to see all the secret little spaces. Oh, wait, nope. That was not good. Okay. I think it's working. Does anyone want to take a gander on how to turn this puppy on? Anyone have any of these at home? You would think it would just have like, yeah, you're a smarty pants.
I forgot my glasses on my table.
This won't help you.
Let me see. Oh, God, no. Let me do that.
Well, okay. So we're going to try to figure that out. Now, if that doesn't work, my apologies, my friends. So we are going to cut up some vegetables. Now, I took the liberty and I've made 4 giant batches of this dish this afternoon, which is heating up behind us. So everything has been washed, but not cut. So we'll cut and talk. Oh.
You want to ask?
Yeah, can you go ask Kay right there? How do you turn on the oven? I can't find, like, is there an on button?
Power.
Yeah. Weird, right? Watch, it's like a hidden button. Ooh, maybe it's like a push button.
Yeah, I just tried.
Well, if worse comes to worse, I'll just throw it in the oven behind us. Is that kosher if I can do that? Oh well. All right.
When would you need it on by?
next 5 minutes? Because I can get it on in the next 5 minutes if you give me 5 minutes.
Yeah. Next 5 minutes. That's fine. We'll just cook a little higher. That's all. Anywho, when you guys make vegetables at home, what are your favorite spring vegetables? I'm sorry, I can't hear. Zucchini. I heard asparagus. Summer squash. Okay, excellent. So while we're thinking about our favorite vegetables, tell me what makes vegetables different from each other. I'm sorry, my hearing is awful. Shape, flavor, and color. And texture. So, did you guys know that the color of a vegetable represents its health property or antioxidant property? Has anyone heard the term antioxidant before? So I was fortunate to attend back in 1995, one of the first seminars on antioxidants. How cool is that? So we are, and they talked about how every vegetable and every fruit that has a different color has a different nutrient property, and it brings us something different. Whether it's, I can never enunciate the word, so forgive me, but the red gives us beta carotene, which is eventually good for your eyes. It breaks down and helps with vitamin A production. The purple from the onion gives us another antioxidant. So all these good colors will give us good properties of just all good ways to benefit our health. So I'm gonna start shopping, and we are going to, and I'm happy to answer any questions while I'm cutting. See, told y'all it was a magic button. So I'm cutting up a bit of red onion. I have 2 stalks of broccoli. Now this recipe, and if you haven't gotten a copy yet, there's a bunch by the front door. The beauty of this recipe is that it does not have a cream sauce. So how do you kind of put it all together? I have a secret. So the way I made it this afternoon is the way that I followed the recipe, but this particular one, I'm gonna show you a different way to do it too. So you have options because everyone likes dishes a little bit different. And these are very, very sharp knives. Holy moly. So when I was in nutrition school, we had to do a demo day and work in the school cafeteria and with the chef. Is it on or no? Oh well. And I made a potato leek soup. And I remember cutting with my gloves, so I have little hands. As I'm cutting, I look down and one of the tips is missing. And I said to all of my friends at lunch that day, I said, don't have the soup. There'll be a plastic wrapper in there. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I kind of cut my piece of my glove off. So I've added, in here, I've added red pepper, broccoli, and red onion so far. So look at the beautiful colors. Kind of reminiscent of spring, right? So we have a yellow squash coming in. Now I like to cut, it says to cut things into half moons, but I like to dice stuff up a little bit smaller. So more surface area, more crispy, right? So what we're gonna do with these vegetables is we are going to coat them with olive oil. And then we are going to roast them in an oven. Might not be this one. And what's nice about this dish is if you don't like the seasoning that's in the recipe, you can pick any seasoning you want. You can give this a Greek flavoring by using more oregano or dill. You can use straight garlic and rosemary. You can use onion. There's all these interesting salt spice blends now. Has anyone tried anything new regarding like a spice blend, things that were mixed together that you would never have seen before? So, what's that? Herbs de Provence. How fancy of you. So, I have this one that I'm going to use. This is a garlic, onion, and herb shake. So you can pass this around and smell it. I also have your standard thyme, which we all need more of. Sorry, nutrition joke. So that's there. And so what's nice about that seasoning is, yes, it's, I got it at the garden show in the convention center, and the woman was a vendor. So she's small batch, woman owned, allergen free. And if you know anything about me as a registered dietitian, food allergies are my passion. So look at these beautiful colors. I wish I had a mirror above me. That would be very cool. So we have that. Our water looks like it's doing pretty good. I wonder if that makes that hotter. Anywho, so one thing about this recipe that I usually don't do that I found interesting is it has carrots in it. And I said, let me roast some carrots. Usually don't roast carrots. So here I have 3 raw carrots and then a bunch of broccoli. So put that there. So you can see there's so many different, and you don't have to, I'm just whatever vegetable, because I like vegetables. I will not lie. I like vegetables. I love vegetables. I am a vegetable connoisseur. And to be honest, I was thinking back to when the first time I remembered how I grew up eating vegetables. How did you guys grow up eating vegetables? Canned, frozen. Any outcome? Huh? Oh.
Who's getting the keys?
I'm glad you guys are both still here, helping me troubleshoot. Okay, so
the Breville oven is plugged in directly here. So
yeah, the Breville oven's not working. So it says in the recipe to cut the tomatoes and add them at the end. But what I'm going to do today is I'm actually going to roast them with all of the other vegetables. And that will just come out really cool. So, no cream sauce. How is this going to be good, you ask? How? Yeah, I'm going to give up on that and use the oven in the back. Remember, it's not the one that everyone's going to be eating. So, one thing to think about is, remember we were talking about all the different seasoning and the different spices? When you roast your vegetables, when you add the different seasonings, it sort of creates a lot of juice from the vegetables. I'm not worthy.
No, I should be doing that to you. That's my fault. Yeah, we're good.
All right, we're back in business. Oh, by the way, who's a Costco member? Right? So if you go to Enfield, this was mismarked. There were 2 of these for $6.79. They're labeled avocado oil. I have no idea why. It rang up as $6, and I was like, I should go back and buy more. But I don't have room. So who has room? And again, if you've ever watched my TV show on Simsbury, has anyone seen my Healthy Fork show? So I should have led that by that. So I have a show on public access Simsbury TV called The Healthy Fork. And I have, as of now, I have 8 episodes. This will be number 9. Thank you, Simsbury TV. So we do some unusual recipes because I'm trying to get people more aware of more plant-based, some tofu things. But where was I going with that? But I was just thinking that, I don't know, where was I going with that, Davina? Oh, I don't have room. Oh, so if you've ever watched the show, you'll see how small my kitchen really is. But I should have bought more of those, I guess. That's maybe where I was going with that. I lost my train of thought. That happens a lot. You can ask my family. But if anyone has seen the show, they'll know that, it's a little quirky. It's a lot of fun. I try to do a little bit unique style recipes. And I do have special guests. So if anyone has a specific recipe that they would like to cook with me live on TV, let me know. So what we did right here is we just added a bunch of oil. Oh, that's what I was thinking. If you've watched my show, you'll know that I don't measure anything. And I just really go by feel. So I have been cooking for, what, Todd, my husband? What, 30 years? More or less? You get a feel for things. I don't know. How many people still feel the need to measure? Yeah, I'm sorry. But baking, yes. Baking, yes. So if you're ever curious how I became so interested in cooking and doing this as a cooking show, my dad was in the Navy way back when, and he worked in the kitchen. He would be able to watch a recipe show on TV and go into the kitchen and reproduce it. It was remarkable. So I find that if I make something once by recipe, I don't have to look at the recipe again. I just get a feel for what it is. So I guess it's just like a unique skill set, maybe? I don't know. Okay. Mind if I have that back? Yep. Thank you. I kind of need it now. So again, I was saying you can take your vegetables and you can add anything you want to them. Today we're going to add this beautiful garlic blend. And another way that we're making this different is has anyone ever used these? These are jarred artichokes. Yes? Can you raise your hand if you've used them? I thought this was going to be like a surprise. So, all right, I need audience help. Thank you. I'm glad it's not me.
Pop it open. A little thing to pop it open.
I need a knife or something
Something
to
to pop it open on the side, like I do
knife
at home.
pop it or hit it. Anything to...
Ready?
Oh, you've got some muscles.
Tough one. Slippery.
On the edge of the table. Yeah, no, not like that, not like that. This rim. Take the lid and you just whack it against the table a little bit.
The edge of the rim.
Yeah, like that. Keep going around.
Oh, keep going around.
You gotta pop the, vacuum.
Yes. Can the librarian? Who needs a librarian? So, if anyone cooked with these? Yes. Okay, great. So you know that the oil that it's marinated in is phenomenal to add to your dish. Ta-da! So cool. And another fun thing to use in your kitchen is garlic paste. Who hates stinky garlic fingers? Definitely, right? So we just do a little squirt of this, a little squirt of that. And then we're gonna give it a mix. And we're gonna roast this. And why are you not boiling? Come on, buddy. Oh my goodness. This smells so good. What's that? Yes. Yes. You think? All right, well, we'll try it again. Remember, I said I was kind of new to the Charlie cart? All right, we'll see what happens. Okay. So, as we're roasting, do I want to call people up? Do you want to?
Yeah, you can do Rose if you want.
Ooh.
You're the boss. You tell me what you want.
I'm the boss. I know,
I
right?
work for you right now.
Okay, so we have the finished product is here. If you're welcome to come sample. It's dairy-free, but it is gluten pasta. If you are gluten sensitive, I do not recommend. Can you open that one?
Oh, here, let's trade. I can check it maybe. There we go. Actually, you did all the work, girls.
You're much too kind. Because you know, with these things, you gotta pop this. Ah. Oh, wait. Yes! Woohoo! Next time, I'm gonna bring mussels. I am bringing mussels. So there's Parm cheese if you wish. So let's have the first two rows come up and help themselves if you would like to give it a sample. So again, I don't know what's going on here. Yes, please.
Okay, mixed up, you chopped up and mixed up and stuff. Now you're roasting it. How long, what temperature?
So the temperature on here says 450 for 10 minutes. Stir it and then another 10 minutes. So will we get a conclusive product this evening from this particular thing? Probably not, because of all the little givings we've been having today. But are we going to sample these? Yes. So what are some other vegetables that you guys would want to try in this dish?
Eggplant.
Eggplant. Yeah, definitely. Anything else?
Yam.
What's that?
Yam.
Ham, yam.
Yam.
Ooh, yam would be cool. What about you? Do you have any ideas? No? Now, if you were to eat this as a meal, where could your protein come from?
Chicken, shrimp.
You could do a chicken, you could do a grilled shrimp,
With beans in it.
beans. What kind of beans are your favorite?
Black kidney, whatever.
Yeah, chickpea.
Chickpeas,
Chickpea. Or you can use a high protein pasta and eliminate the regular additional of a protein of a separate entity altogether. Another trick of the trade is when the roasted vegetables come out of the oven, you can put them back into a bowl and you can take some goat cheese. And the goat cheese will melt and infuse with whatever sauces are coming out and juices are coming out of those vegetables. So if you guys want to go have a sample, please help yourself. And then that becomes sort of your pasta sauce with over your pasta. So could you do this with a different grain?
Sure.
Why not? What else could you use? Lentils. Yep. Rice. Yeah. So this is really a very versatile dish. You can eat it warm, you can eat it cold. So.
The only moisture is from your roasted vegetables?
Yep.
There's nothing else?
And some extra olive oil.
And you could put, or you did put lemon, or you did not?
And I did lemon too on this. So the recipe does call for zested lemon. So there might be some lemon. Is it okay? Didn't taste it. I should have tasted it before I left the
So you
house.
did the zest, but not the juice.
Right. Yeah, I think the juice would make it more sour. The zest is usually a little sweeter. Yes, you can do the little pasta water to make it a little. We should have actually cooked with this before.
Next time.
Next time, right?
Next time.
Next time. Oh my goodness. Okay. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone think they'll try this at home? Good. Awesome. My job is done. So,
Where did you get your seasoning? Did you say it earlier?
I got it from a trade show.
So what's her name? The sales,
The sales lady's name is Tina. The company name is Salt Box Seasonings. You guys can, if you want, you can grab a card and email me and I'll get you the contact info. But she's out of Springfield, Mass. So all this is garlic, basil, parsley, summer Savoy, onion, chevrolet, red bell pepper, lemon peel, and sea salt. So, and it honestly, if we didn't, it took like 15 minutes at home to make. So,
would you ever do the vegetables on the stovetop instead of the?
oven, I like roasted I like the flavor and crispness
Yeah.
of the roasted vegetables in the oven as opposed to cooking them on the stovetop. I never roasted, here's a funny story. I never roasted a vegetable until like my late 20s. And why is that? Because I grew up, as we were talking before, I grew up eating canned vegetables or overcooked frozen vegetables. Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. But cooking wasn't my mom's thing. I mean, she got good meals on the table. You know, obviously we were fed, we're healthy, but no flair. I like flair. It comes from my father. But I learned how to roast a vegetable when I had a client when I was in my late 20s. We were talking about different vegetables, and she goes, "Oh, you don't eat Brussels sprouts?" I'm like, "No." I go, "My mom would kill those things. I don't like them." She goes, "Oh, honey, you need to cut them in half, oil, salt, roast." And she goes, "I learned that from Julia Child." Apparently, she lived in this beautiful mansion on Prospect Street in Hartford, and I would come and help her with her diet and exercise and whatnot. She had connections with Julia Child in her kitchen. She showed me pictures. I'm like, well, if Julia Child says to eat vegetables like this, how can it be bad? And from that day on, that's how we made our Brussels sprouts. And I have to tell you, at every holiday meal, what are we supposed to bring? Todd? My mother-in-law, don't forget your Brussels sprouts. My sister-in-law, don't forget the Brussels sprouts. I'm like, oh boy. And so now we're driving 2 hours to our family. And what does the car smell like? Brussels sprouts. So, does anyone have any questions? Oh, some of the recipes I've made? I have made a tofu salad with roasted cabbage. And I was very surprised the cabbage came out as good as it did. You know, we should make that again soon. I've made black bean burgers. I've made magic meat sauce was my first, and it was my favorite. We have 3 dogs, so the dogs, and they know, like, when I'm cutting vegetables, they come up and they're like begging for vegetables, so you can see the tips of their noses in the camera, and I'm like throwing them at the dog. I'm throwing like vegetable scraps at the dogs, and they're like little sharks coming up. So to me, that's fun. So I think this is going to be our first batch of vegetable. So you can see how nice that looks. Isn't that lovely? So it could go a little bit more, but I'm trying to cook the whole thing.
That's parchment paper?
Yes, that's parchment paper. Yes. What do you guys use to cover your pans? Parchment? Anything else? Foil? Tin foil. Oh my God. Buy the non-stick foil. I said that in one of my cooking shows. I said, spend the money. Buy the non-stick foil. You will not regret it.
If you're roasting a meat in the oven
Uh-huh.
on a rack or whatever, on a pan like that,
Yeah.
crinkle the foil first, and then lay it out under the rack. You
Oh.
won't have smoking in your oven.
Huh.
Because what smokes is when the oil hits the hot pan. So
Ah.
with the crinkles in the, when
It drips through.
It just hits it, and it hits all the little pockets. Crinkle it, but then open it up. So there's just, little bumps.
So like what would you roast? Like,
I did a prime rib
okay.
rack on the rack,
Uh-huh.
and there wasn't any smoke or anything in the oven. It was perfect, and it came out perfectly.
Nice.
But it's just a trick I learned.
Huh.
Is by crinkling it, you don't get the smoke from the dripping oils.
Right, because it sort of catches everything.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Any other tips that we can share? Anything else? Maybe, maybe not. All right, I'm gonna get a bowl. I think there's another bowl hanging out down here. There are just all sorts of goodies in this. So, anywho, I don't know if this is good. Yeah, this isn't gonna boil. I don't know what's going on with these. I don't know. So, we'll just have roasted vegetables. Anywho, so does anyone have any more questions that I can answer or help with? No, I added, well, this is actually thicker asparagus that Costco had yesterday. If it was thinner asparagus, I may want to separate out like my smaller die vegetable, the smaller cut vegetable, than the larger cut to help with the roasting and to even it out. So, any feedback from the sample? Is it okay? Oh, good. Good. Huh. Maybe I do know what I'm doing. So that's our cooking show for this evening. I want to thank you guys for coming. We're not really supposed to give out what we cook here because it's not like sterile, but because I have a Serve Safe license, I can do it at home and bring it here. So technically this is not going. This is just for demo purposes. So
How many servings does this make?
that recipe will make you 6 servings. So I made like 28 servings this afternoon. So I have no idea what's left back there. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully my family likes it enough that they'll keep eating it. Anyhow, but thank you guys for coming. Don't forget to take the recipe on the way out if you didn't grab it yet.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're having another episode of Healthy Fork live next month, so be on the lookout for that.
For over 40 years, SCM
has been the voice of our town,
bringing us together through local programming,
education,
and live broadcasts.
SEM isn't just about television.
It's about empowering our community,
ensuring our voices are heard during government meetings,
and celebrating milestones
like our high school graduations.
But today, SEM faces a challenge.
Our funding structure is based on television subscriptions.
And it's no secret, people have been cutting the cord.
With a shift to internet-only subscriptions,
SEM receives less revenue,
even though all our programming is freely available online.
We need your support.
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 Your donation can make a difference.
It will ensure that SCM remains open,
continues to educate our youth,
and keeps our community informed.
Thanks to SCM, I've been honing my creative skills, helping me work towards my college degree.
SCM is crucial for keeping our community connected.
SCM isn't just here to broadcast local events. They're actually preserving Simsbury's history.
Join us in preserving Simsbury's voice.
Simsbury's voice.
Together we can ensure that SCM continues to thrive
for generations to come.
Visit our website
or scan the QR code on your screen to make your donation.
Every contribution
counts.
Thank you for supporting Simsbury Community Media,
where your town,
your schools,
and your government
come together.